Computer. All right, so this is the first call of our Director Bound series for July 2019. And I am thrilled because I feel like we have the most attendance, interest in this program. It's greater than we've ever had, and a couple reasons why I think that is the case is we are seeing a record number of director promotions. We are seeing consultants get off to such a stronger start. Never, ever have I had this many who have gotten off to such a strong start in 24 years of business, and it is because of the virtual tours. And it is because you guys have the opportunity to do so much more in very small pockets of time and reach coast to coast. So the opportunities are there. I'm really excited about the growth of our team, and I think for all the directors on this call is we cannot be more excited to have the opportunity to work with each and every one of you. So again, it's your call. Tonight is an overview, and I will kind of go over the career path and what is available to all of you and what you have at your fingertips. Although I need to turn off my notifications. So this is the story of my life. So hold on 1 second. I learned how to do that. Not going to be able to do that. It's not going to let me. I'm sorry about all the dings. It is director bound, but what I want to let each one of you know that people who are consultants who really make that a goal just are more focused on doing everything that they need to do to have a solid business, but they are doing it in a set amount of time. Like they have a goal that they want to share the business, book shows, and have a very high show average as well. So they're really utilizing all their skills for a very successful business, but they have that end goal in mind. Some want to promote by August 1st. Some are on a little slower path. Some may not actually have that goal, but I just want you guys to know what you're going to learn during this course are all the skills. And that's what I think is so important. So always keep in mind what your success looks like to you. And don't let somebody else's success derail you, because this company, it's all about what you want. And you just kind of refocus and say, that is great for them. They want to promote in 30 days, but I'm way okay with what I'm doing. I just want each one of you to benefit. I want you to come out of this course feeling like you got something amazing and that you're stronger because of it. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and screenshot, because every time I do something, I have to do a PowerPoint because it keeps me on schedule and it keeps me focused. And anybody that knows me knows, that I can really get derailed. I think it's this one. Okay, so it is director bound, and we are just happy that you're here. So in the welcome email that I send out to new consultants now, I do have the possibility chart in there. But I like to put this in front of people over and over again. And this was actually, was an older one. I didn't update it. But from 2016 all the way up to now is when the company has been seeing exponential growth. They're seeing people who reach levels of success in a year that used to take us 10, 15, 20 years to reach. So you guys, you own your own business and you own your own success, and you get to decide at what pace you want to do it. But I feel like when you look at the rate of rise with new people, and I always say, go back to the person that had one, on a certain month in a certain year. And this was in April 2016. So the growth of the chart that you guys saw in the welcome email was so much greater than this. But just to see what you guys can do in 1 year, going from one person, which would be you, to 102 people on your team. Okay, that is possible, and it's happening all over the country right now. To go from $2,369 in organizational sales, which means those were the monthly sales from this one person, and then 1 year later having organizational sales of $62,000. Okay, and the only way that happens is when you have more people on your team. And that is growing your business a lot smarter and not harder. To go from earnings of $504 in 1 month to a monthly income of $36.87. So this one is not as powerful as the one that we saw on the more updated slide, where she went from, $1, one person, I think 414 was her income, and then $9,100 was her income in a month 1 year later. So all I'm showing you guys is the rate of increase, and the opportunities that exist for you are there for the taking if you want to build the business. So it's up to you. We all start with the same kit. Nobody has an advantage over anybody else. We all have our Facebook contacts. You can still do cooking shows. There's people that really love to get together for cooking shows as well. So you have the tools, you have the education on Consultants Corner, you have this team who is so committed to your success that we will do anything to help you. So you have everything. It's just what you do with it that makes the big difference. Okay, so I'm going to go over this, and what I find is even when I have a new director who promotes, there's so much that happens that this is worth revisiting all the time. What is available to you? Like, what are your opportunities, even as a new consultant? And as a new consultant, when you start, you are on a sliding scale of 20 to 25%. Okay, depending upon where you are for that specific month. So if your sales are between $1 and $7.49 from the first of the month to the last day of the month, you are going to get 20% of all of those sales. Okay, say you sell $2,500 in that same period, you're going to be up to 24% of all of those. And the max that you can get, the highest level on there as a new consultant, is 25%. So you keep your eyes set on always selling $4,000, then you will be getting the max commission on that. And the reason that I put that in front of you is you would not believe how many people at the end of the month have $24.98 in sales for the month. And for $2 more, what is that, a season's best, that they have left money on the table. So your Consultant Connection will keep you up to date on where your sales are. You will know exactly when you log into Consultants Corner, it'll say what your submitted are. I'm going to ask is really keep an eye on that and don't leave money on the table. If you don't take it, they keep it. Okay? Once you hit 15,000 in career sales, you go up 2%. So now your base is 22 to 27%. So the nice thing about that is that you can do that as quickly as you want. We've had consultants that have done this in 3 months this year, which I think that is amazing. So if you can get an increase in your commission, watch your career sales, because if you're doing a lot of shows, it's going to go up. The big caution here is you never want to go 2 months without submitting something, or at least being active, which is $150. Because if you go 2 months without doing that, your career sales go back down to 0. So you always want to make sure that you're aware of you can go 1 month and not sell something, you're way okay. 2 months, if you have a lot of career sales, that could be an ouch. Okay, so what does this really mean? It means that you're in control. So set a goal every month. What would you like your commission structure to be? If you want to hit 25%, you're probably looking at 8 shows to hit that $4,000, 8 submitted shows. Okay, if your goal is 2,500, it's probably 5 cooking shows or probably 8 to 10 booked virtuals, because we all know that we don't have a lot of control over every one of our virtual shows. So we do have to overbook with those. Overbook, host coach, you guys all, I hope you're following the host coaching on the mock show, because it works. And then market your personal website, because this is your store. It is open 24/7. How are you keeping your personal website in front of your customers? How are you letting them know that you are their Pampered Chef consultant and they can order from you anytime they want, 24/7? So good customer care will keep your customers coming back to you. And those help. And in the fall of the year, you guys are going to see, if you keep connected to your customers, you may get a lot of shopping that is done on your website. You might have orders for 100 here, 200 there when people start doing their holiday shopping. So a good rule of thumb right now is, how are you keeping this in front of your customers and how are you keeping them connected to you? Okay, recruiting bonus. If you are still in your 90 days, your recruiting bonus is $100 in Pampered Chef money for every new consultant that you sign by your 90-day end date who reaches their $1,250 in their first 90 days. So that's like, the new consultants get treated like royalty. All right, after that 90 days is done, we always get a recruiting bonus, and we get, you guys hear all the fireworks? It's 30 Pampered Chef dollars when your new consultant qualifies in their 90 days. So you will always be getting Pampered Chef dollars, which is, they don't expire. They add up in your little Pampered Chef dollar account, and you can use those to buy more products and supplies instead of taking it out of your commission. So again, you have your sales goal, you have control over it. What's your recruiting goal? How many new consultants do you want to be adding to your team? How many people do you want to be talking to about the business? Those are called leads. Those are curious people. And you might have to talk to like 10, 12 of them before one will actually join your team. And so I do want to let you know that that is normal. You'll have people that express interest, and they think like, oh yeah, this wouldn't be, a bad thing to do. And then they decide not to do that. That's totally normal. Always keep in touch with them. Life changes. But if you have a goal, a recruiting goal, then you always want to be talking to people about the business. Always. And then you're going to find that you're going to have a ratio of 1 to 10 in every of people that you chat to about the business. You might have one that signs. Okay, so lead is a curious person. A recruit is someone that decides to come join your team. Again, set goals. You can't really recruit unless you have shows on your calendar. I mean, you might be lucky and people might fly down from the sky and say, I want to join your team. That is not normally how it works. If you have shows, you'll be in front of enough people to share the business opportunity. You will also be in front of enough people to sell, and you'll be in front of enough people to get future bookings on your calendar. So all starts with your bookings. All right, so let's talk about what's available to you. As far as raises and promotions, you get a raise and a promotion with your very first active team member. As long as you are active and your team member is active, you will promote to a senior consultant. And I love that, because it rewards you for helping somebody else get more. And I am a firm believer in, when you help other people get what they want, then your rewards come. So when that happens, you're going to get another 1% override on your own sales. then tack that on to either the 20 to 25% or the 22 to 27%. And you're going to get 1% override on your personal recruit sales as well. And then if you're out of the 90 days, you'll get your $30 recruiting bonus. If you're within your 90 days, that's $100. Okay, again, you are Tina for the sake of this, and then you have one team member, Pat. And so that's all you need. Both are active, and this is your promotion. Second step is team leader. That is when you have 2 people on your team who are active, but they have to be in 2 different legs. So I'm going to explain that. So once again, you are Tina, and you have offered the business to Pat, and she joins your team. And then you also have another person who joins your team, Chris. So when both of those are active, your personal sales need to be at least 750. So always know, once after you're out of being a senior consultant, that 750 is minimum. But we don't work to minimums. I just want to let you know that is only minimums, but please don't ever look at that as being acceptable if you want to grow your business. So once Pat and Chris are both active, you have personal sales of at least 750 and your team sales are 2,500, you will promote to the level of team leader. The perks start getting a little bit better. So what does that mean? 2% on your extra on your personal sales, 2% on your personal recruit sales. Those are the ones that you personally recruit. And then indirect recruits are recruits that somebody else brings in. They still count on your team, but you'll get 1% on those. Okay, so here's the thing about the legs. So you have 2 legs, okay? Even if Pat is not active that month, but Sue submits, that whole leg is active and this leg is active. So that would give you what you need to be a qualified team leader. And again, I don't expect you guys to remember this or memorize it. I just want you to be aware so that you know what's available to you and you've heard it once. And so then when you start having consultants join your team, you will have the right questions to ask. So what does this really mean? Oops, I didn't want to do that. I have a very sensitive mouse. So I went over this. These are the requirements. More income are your is one of your perks. So here is like black and white. What does that really mean in, dollars and cents? So if Jen is selling $1,800 and Pat is selling $800, okay, alone, Jen would be at the 23% because she's over $1,250, okay? She would make $414, okay? So you guys sell $1,800 as a new consultant, you're gonna bring home $414. When Pat joins her team and you promote to the level of senior consultant, just because you did that, you get an extra 26%, it's $26. And what that means is you made 6.3% more than what you would have made on your regular commission. Okay, so a little bit, $26. I'm sure everyone could use $26. Go out, have a little, go out to lunch, buy something for yourself, but that's just the beginning. The team leader, we go down. Jen is still selling $1,800. She has 2 folks that come in, one selling $800, one selling $400. Same commission on Jen's sales, $414, but at the team leader, look at the increase, guys, $60. And all you did was share the business with 2 people who are enjoying getting income as well. So it's 14% higher than what she would have made on her own. Okay, so and then so then we're going to head over to the director level. And so this is where most of our new consultants are heading. They're doing the fast track to director. And if you are in that group where you're still in your 90 days, there's a lot of huge bonuses to this. Not only with what I'm going to tell you now, but the opportunity for you guys to get the extra $2,000 cash. And if you don't take it, Pampered Chef keeps it. And as far as I'm concerned, if there was $2,000 on the table, I'm going to go over and take it. If it's mine for the taking, then I'm going to do everything I can to get it. So what are the rewards at the director level? Your overrides go up to 3% on your sales and your team sales. You get your recruiting bonus. Again, depending if you're in your 90 days, it's 100. After that, it's a $30 recruiting bonus. You get a $10 activity bonus. So what is that? That means that every active person on your team, they give you $10 for it. So if you have 10 people on your team and they're all active, that's an extra $100 in your pocket. If you have $100 people on your team and they're all active, that is $1,000 extra in cash. So it pays to work with your team. It pays to help them be successful. When you help them, you reap the benefits as well. So promotion requirements, $750 in personal sales minimum. We don't work to minimums. You and your entire team, it's $5,000 in team sales. And to promote to director, 5 people have to be active. They all have to have at least 150 in sales, and they're all active. So if you're selling 4,000, and then the rest of your consultants get that other, 1,000 in, you've got it. So that's why it's really good to keep that very strong show schedule, so that you are the one that's leading by example, and then your team, you're just helping them achieve their goals. And then once you get it, it's $750 minimum. We don't work to minimums. I hope you guys remember that tonight when you're in sleep. We don't work to minimums. And then $5,000 in team sales. You can do it all by yourself. There is never a requirement after that you have to have a certain number of team members that are active. Okay, so that is the director requirements. And then, again, these are just examples. How do I get 5? Do it any way you want. You can recruit them all. Let me say you might have 4, and maybe Chris, brings a friend in. Tina, she's got 3, and then 2 of her consultants ask someone to join in the team. So it doesn't matter how the 5 are there. It's just that there's 5 that are active, which makes it kind of a very easy plan to follow. All right, now we look at what's the difference in this level. And if I'm going to show you the money. So Jen is still selling $1,800. Her sales have not changed. She has 5 team members that are all selling. And that's based on 5,000. She makes her $414. Her 3% overrides on her team and her, which are 5,000 in sales, is $150. She has 6 people that are active, so she gets $60. So instead of $414 guys, she is getting $624. So if you don't want to get exhausted year after year being the one that does all the work, this is the path that I would suggest going. It's 51% more than just her commission alone. And this is what I really like. If Jen really focuses on having a really strong show schedule and maximizes those upper percentages as far as the commission you can earn, number one, she's going to earn more commission, but she's going to be in front of enough people to grow her team. So at $3,600 in personal sales, instead of 18, she just doubles the number of shows that she does. Her commission is $864. Her overrides on her team now, which she's a 10K team, are $312. Her activity bonus is $140. So now she makes $1,300. So I just want you guys to think about that. It is available to you. And I feel that sometimes when you don't know what's available, it's hard to really set your goals. So tonight is an overview, and then we'll, your director, or if I'm working with you, we'll be chatting with you, and we're going to see what you do want, because that's very important for us to be able to support you in your level of success. Okay, so I already talked about the activity bonus, so I'm not going to go back into that. And here are the benefits, and this is what's really exciting about the director level. You do get your increased commission. A lot of people are great with the money. Not everybody needs the money. Believe it or not, that is not what drives people. It did not drive me in the beginning. I had a great job, but I did like a lot of the other perks that they offered. So as far as the money, it's increase in your own, increase on your team, and the activity bonus. What I love is this next one. It is free new product samples. And the last time, sometimes it's just a selection of them. It's a pretty nice selection of them. They might like leave out one or two, but the last season we got everything. So we could earn them in the free-for-all, but then we got another set as well. And I'm not sure what they're doing with this new release, but when you get boxes of Pampered Chef on your doorstep and you don't even know why you're getting them, it's a really cool feeling. I've had new promotes call me and said, I didn't send anybody's show to my house. I got like all of these products. And I'm like, a surprise. And they'll even back send you products. Like if you don't promote, if you are in Fast Track and you don't promote until, let's say, October 1st, they will back send you the products, and there's no sales requirements. If you are out of your Fast Track, you have to have at least $1,253 out of the 4 months prior, or a total of $5,000 in the 4 months prior to earn the product. So that's why I said don't work to minimums. 250 Pampered Chef dollars when you promote. So they give you all the products, they give you Pampered Chef money. I mean, what's better than that, except your Fast Track bonus. So if you do it with, by the end, the 90-day end date, you have all of that month to get it. Okay, so if your 90-day end date is July 27th, you have all the way till the end of July to reach it. So your first bonus is $500. And then you have another $500 bonus opportunity and a $1,000 cash bonus opportunity. We do get annual professional development. So when do they pay you to go get training on something? So there are some SkillPath. You probably, I get a lot of emails from SkillPath if you want to learn how to do Excel. There's other trainers that they will cover. And you go ahead and pay for it. When you're done, send in your paperwork, and they will reimburse you up to $100 at the director level. And they spoil us at National Conference. And we get a red ribbon too. So it is just a cool level to be at. And it's available, and people are doing it in record time. So this is the formula, kind of, sort of, but they have never updated things to virtual. So the rule of thumb is, if you are a cooking show consultant and you wanted to promote to director, it's always been 2 shows a week no matter what. You would be in front of enough people, you would get the sales that you needed, and you would be in front of enough people to get future bookings, and you would be in front of enough people to share the business opportunity. So 2 shows a week no matter what was the formula for success. But now that people are doing virtuals, it's 4 shows a week no matter what. Because normally 2 of them, one may not qualify, one host may not show up, but then you have 2 shows that you are submitting. So at the end of the day, it's 2 shows a week that you will actually submit. If you're you know, pretty seasoned and your average is a little better than that, and you can do 3 and have the same results, then do that. But for a new consultant coming in, if you want to get your feet wet, if you want to create that strong foundation, I would say strive for 4 and be really happy if 2 of them are successful. Okay, because that's what we strive for. And that way, if you go in there saying, well, 2 of these might not work and 2 of them may not be successful, if you know that, then you're not going to be disappointed if 1 of them does not qualify. Okay, so just knowing that going in really helps. So again, 8 parties booked, and this formula is if you booked 8, 2 would cancel. So just expect to have that cancellation policy so that you overbook. You know, 10 guests at every party. On a virtual, see if you can reach out. See if you can get to know at least 8 to 10 of the guests. See if they can become your customers. See if they could be on your email newsletter list, because the more that you build that customer base, the better chance that you'll have repeat people that come back to you. Out of those people that you connect with, some of those are going to be interested enough to learn a little bit more about the business. Okay, so you always want to say, okay, so I want to meet this many people. You know, I want to book, you know, at least 2 shows from every show. And I would really love for at least 3 people to be interested in learning a little bit more about the business. So you should have a goal for every single show, how many, you know, customers that you want, how many future bookings you want, and how many people you want to reach out to and at least offer a closer look at the business. Okay, from the people that are used to, you know, that you're talking to, I usually say about 10 people you talk to, 1 will say yes. I'm being realistic. They have a little higher numbers, but I'm, you know, that's what I found early on as a consultant, and even more so now with virtual shows, because I think we're talking to a whole lot more people. So let me go back. So what helped? Geez, let's try this one more time. This is like the craziest mouse. I can't touch this. Bookings. Next week is going to be all about bookings. Okay, you can't go and be a solid director without having a solid show calendar. So getting your parties booked, the key skill is going to be booking and prospecting. So next week, if you guys think that this is something that you want to continue with, you know, this is the path I want to go, whether it's director or not, I just really want a strong show business, that is going to be number 1. It's going to be key. Okay, your parties held. Like, how do we get the parties to hold? How do we get the number of guests at the party? It is host coaching. And that is, if you're following the host coaching on the mock show, it does work. It came from Stephen Joseph and Stacy Itzel. It is easy to follow. It's easy to help your consultants do the same. How do you get people to take home information or just be a little curious about the business? They're not going to take it home because they're virtual, but how do you get them to go look at your Be a Consultant page? How do you get them to ask you questions about what's it take to get started? And this is all key recruiting training, and that's going to be towards the end of this course. You have to inform people. Informing is just sharing a little bit about what this business does. You know, it could be your story. It could be just sharing about the kits. Inviting them is when you personally reach out and you ask them if they've ever thought about doing something like this. And then if they say yes, and you need to go a little further with an interview, and that's when you really get into the nuts and bolts of talking to them and answering their questions. And we call it an opportunity chat. And for the sake of this course and the sake of helping each one of you reach that level of success with getting people to sign, those opportunity chats, we're going to do them through screen sharing text messages or message chats where you don't respond until you send me or one of your directors the response that you're getting from your lead. And we're going to go into that a little bit more. But if you guys are reaching out and someone says, you know, yeah, I think I would like a little bit more information about the business, screenshot that, send it to one of us, and we will help you with that conversation so that you don't end up giving them so much information that they run away and hide. Okay, so that's going to be, as I said, in the overview, as you guys are getting aware of how to recruit and how to start sharing the business. Just be real cautious that we're going to really help you through that process, that we don't expect you to know what to say. So what's it come all down to? That is how everything works. You know, we're going to teach you how to book. We're going to teach you how to sell. We're going to teach you how to recruit. We're going to do all of that for you. But I'm not sure if anybody is sitting here going, I could never do this. You know, I don't even think I could be successful. I could never be a director. Anybody? Anybody thinking that at all? Thanks, Michelle. Michelle, you're the only one I can really see. Christy's doing it too, so thank you. You know, it's really hard when I want feedback and I muted all of you. And that is the big problem. Okay, that is the number one problem, because if you are thinking that in your head, that alone is going to stop you from doing anything that's going to help you achieve that goal. And it all comes down to this thing that we call the belief triangle. And if I'm sure that you've heard this in your life before, so it might ring a bell, maybe not specifically in these terms, but what you hold in your head as belief, like I can't get any bookings, okay? And I'm sure there are some people, because I have been on the phone for a week talking to consultants. You know, I just can't fill my calendar. There isn't anyone there that wants to book a show. Okay? You were not born with that belief in your head, guys. Your brain is not pre-wired from birth to say there are no bookings out there. So don't even try. Okay, that is something that you have convinced yourself, or you have a belief that isn't even real, that maybe you don't feel like you can get bookings. So you have told yourself that. Okay? So what happens is if you say, I can't get any bookings, there's nobody that wants to book a show. Well, the action that's going to happen because of that is you're not going to message out green dotting. You're not going to text your friends to see if they want to do a show. You're not even going to get out there and shout from the rooftops that you became a Pampered Chef consultant and that we have the best host program in the industry and you would love to give someone a shopping spree. You're not going to do that because you don't think that anybody will have a party. And so now the action is you don't take action. The result is you don't have any bookings because of it. So now that reinforced the belief that nobody wants to have a party. And so you are stuck in this cycle of going nowhere but down. So if you want to try this, and if this is something that you want to make successful, this business is something that you do want, something more from, whether it's income, whether it's a Disney trip, there's something in your heart that says, I want this. I want to build my self-esteem. I want to have something to do. I want to be successful at something. You have to change that belief in your brain. And you guys got to fake it till you make it. So put something on your screen, what is that called? What's that called on your back of your computer screen? Your screensaver. Thank you guys. Somebody sent that to me via virtual. Your screensaver could be something very positive. Like there are bookings everywhere. Go make yourself one, stick it there. Put it on your mirror in the morning. Somebody out there wants to get a grill pan for free. Somebody out there would love to fill up their kitchen. Some new bride out there would love to start her married life with Pampered Chef products instead of something from a local department store that does not have a guarantee. You have to start talking to your brain so that your brain can start changing the belief that it has. Because if you are saying, oh my gosh, there's a bride out there that would really like to have Pampered Chef stuff, my action is going to probably be go find some people who are getting married. You know, if there's somebody who you feel wants a grill pan, I'm sure there is somebody there that wants, somebody out there that wants a grill pan for a little over $100. If that is my belief, I'm probably going to go and start asking people, you know, is this something that you're interested in? So now I'm taking action on a more of a positive thought in my brain. So then the result of my action is I'm going to get some bookings out of it. I'm going to get somebody who says, absolutely, I would love to. And that is only going to reinforce my belief that there's people out there that want bookings. So if you are to the point that I'm not comfortable reaching out, everybody's going to say no, you know what? Say, I'm not stopping until I ask 100 people. I am not stopping until I ask 50 people, because there is somebody there that wants to have a party. There's somebody there that would like to do a fundraiser. There's somebody out there whose daughter's getting married. Okay, until you make that commitment in yourself to take action on this new belief that you have, you're never going to go forward. And there are people out there that have calendars that are packed for 6 months. The only thing they have different is their ask is bigger. They don't stop asking. So the great thing about virtuals, you have huge Facebook followings. So keep asking. Don't let a no get in your way, because once you do that, what's going to happen, you're going to start that negative thinking in your brain again. So your beliefs are going to determine your actions are going to determine your results, and the results will reinforce your belief. So you have to change that and just fake it till you make it. Get up, say something positive every morning. There's 6 people out there that want to have a show and they want me to do it. And then go find them. Okay? You can have it all, guys. So you need to decide. This is like your homework. This is what we'll be talking about this week. You know, what is your goal for 30, 60, 90 days? I gave you an overview of what's available. You know what the perks are. You may not remember them all, but at least you know that there is income, there are products, there are perks. But this is what I want you to really think about. Why do you want it? Why is it important to you? Because if you want to promote to director just because you say you want to promote to director, but it really doesn't mean anything to you, you're probably not going to be working real hard toward it. But if you say you want to be a director so you can get free products because it's really going to make you feel successful, that it's just something that is important to you, it's probably going to make you move forward. So Nicole, go ahead.
How to figure out how to animate myself. Something that I actually have a question about. Now how sometimes when you throw a party, somebody like puts in like a huge order, like the order's like over $100, and they're like a bunch of stuff. Is there a way to like look back at that, and so that way like they might not have participated a whole heck of a lot on a Facebook party, but they ordered a whole heck of a lot of stuff. So is there a way to check that to see, like, so that way you could reach out to them too? Like, there a way to see, go back and see how much they ordered?
You can. I just go back through the show. Okay, like I open up the show and then I open up everybody's order, because that's where when I go and I call them after they get their products, just to make sure that they know we have 30 days that they have a Pampered Chef will pay the return shipping if they aren't 100% satisfied. So that person can be your preferred customer. You can either make a list of your preferred customers, or when you are in your contacts, okay, you can go in your contacts. You can make a group of preferred customers and put them in there.
Okay.
So if you wanted to send out a customer connection email for your preferred customers, and maybe you just want to offer a special to them, if you want to go ahead and put them in a separate group, you can send an email just to them.
Okay.
But I would definitely, as I said in the beginning, how do you get people to be your customers? How do you get them to follow up with you? And you're right, Nicole, if somebody is spending that, they may never want to book a show. But you want to treat them like royalty so they become your customers.
Right.
It could be that every 6 months when the new catalog comes out, you stick a catalog in the mail to them or a mini to them. And just say, I just thought maybe you would like to see what the new products are. You know, how are you enjoying your grill pan? Send them recipes. But again, treat them like you want them to come back. It is not their responsibility to come back to us. It's our responsibility to make sure they feel like a valued customer. That's a very good question. Did that help you?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So when you're, why is that goal important to you and your family? You know, if you reach directorship and that is something you really want to do, what does that allow you to do? As far as Disney, we have a lot of consultants who are really on track for Disney and they just started. You know, to reach the level of directorship means you don't have to earn as many points. So what does that mean to their family? Oh my goodness, that there's a better chance that they're taking their family to Disney. So keeping that in front of your family to know, this is why I want to do this. This is why it's important for me to work my business so I can have more that I can provide for you. And how's it going to make you feel when you achieve it? And I really want you guys to think about that. You know, I want you to envision, oh my gosh, how's it going to feel like August 1st when I promote to director? You know, what's that going to, you know, it's so like, sometimes I asked Love Carpenter because she just promoted to national and it was like, you know, 6 months ago, she had 6 directors in her first line. I think she has like 30 now. So I said, how does it feel when you wake up? And she said, it's just really surreal. But how are you going to feel when you wake up on August 1st, September 1st, you know, November 1st, and you achieve this goal? Because you know what, guys? You know, you did it. Nobody offered you a promotion. You did it. You got your own promotion. You know, and who's going to be most proud of you? You know, and I think that's really important. I mean, you might be really proud of yourself, but your husband might be proud of you. Your kids might be proud of you because you earned it. So that is number one. That's going to be really big for this week because if you don't have a big why, if you don't know what you're working for, and if it doesn't mean anything to you, you're probably not going to start booking your calendar. It's just probably not going to happen because it's easier to say, you know, I'd rather do something else than work your business. And then the second step is to fill your calendar. And I know we've been working on that this week with consultants, and I know the number of contacts is going up. But here is our goal, okay? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I wanted to show you this. I stole these from Leslie. You know, your vision board. These are vision boards of some of her team. And they made a vision board of what success looked like to them. And they put it in front of them. As I said, you can do it as a screensaver. You have to get what you want as a visual so it stays in front of you. You know, if you can't wait to take yourself to Disney and your family to Disney, you know, there should be Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, all over your office, you know. It should be a reminder everywhere that that's what you're working for. You know, if it is, you know, a home that you are working for, if it's to get out of debt, those visuals need to be front and center so that you are always attached to your dream. And the biggest thing is if you know how you're going to feel when you get there, if you guys really work on that, when you look at Disney and you have children, you're going to feel that. You're going to say, you know, I really want to take them there. That's going to make you get on the phone. It's going to make you, you know, personal message out more people. You have to be connected to it. All right, so here's the challenge, and I'm going to post this in our little group chat, is the go for no. And depending upon, you know, how important this is to you is how many no's you are going to knock off. So if someone says, well, I made, you know, 3 reach outs, I'm going to tell you, I don't know if Kathy's on there. When she started her business, she made, I think it was 130 reach outs, but she booked 17 shows and she's not stopped. You know, Fast Track, and I was going to say, at the end she's making probably $1,500 her first, second full month of business. I know Candace filled hers out. There was no stopping her. Abby, it was like out of control. So this is number one. You have to go for no. So make no the most positive thing in the world. And when someone tells you no, get so excited because you get to mark something off. All right? When you get so many no's, give yourself a reward. You know, whether if you want to, it's something to eat, or you get to go shopping or go see a movie. You know, I would only do that, guys, when you get down to a whole bunch of no's. You don't get that many rewards for just getting 5 no's. So you have to work real hard for your reward. But reward yourself for getting a no, because no's are only a pathway to getting a yes. You will never get a yes without getting a bunch of no's first. Because for whatever reason, they're too busy, they're not interested, you know, life is crazy, something's going on in their life that it's just not them. They'd rather buy, they'd rather not have a show. The great thing is they know you're a consultant, so reach out to the world, guys. You want them to know that. Colonel Sanders was told over 5,000 times no for his chicken recipe. I love that story because we would not have Kentucky Fried Chicken if no held him back. 5,000 people told him no. But he continued. So how important is your business to you? How many no's will you hear? And, that's the end. I just keep going. So anyway, so that is going to be our, focus for this next week is just bookings. It's really finding out what you want. Your directors will be following up with you. We're going to help you every step of the way. So I'm just going to open this up for questions. And I'm hoping the rest of the calls will not be this long. There was just a lot to go over with this one, just to kind of get you guys on board. So my goal is about like 40 minutes. So any questions, you guys? Who's excited? All right, I love it, Nicole. She's excited. Yay! You're excited. I was going to show you my vision board, but I'm going to do it on the tips and recognition tomorrow. So you'll just have to come back because I have a conference planning call here very shortly. So nobody has any questions? Nobody has any comments?
Well, what are like other ways that I can get, like, so for example, I went and I just messaged like literally everybody in my party that I would even want to be a host. I'm not even going to lie. I did not message people that I did not want to be a host. If they were not engaging, like, I don't want them to be my host. But like, I did that. I messaged like a crap ton of my friends. I have people that haven't even responded to me, which I might even like poke at them, like say like, you're allowed to tell me no. Like, that's fine.
Okay, so I'm going to give you a little tip on that because someone did screenshot me and said, I know you saw my message. Don't do that. So here's the thing, and this is what I have found from messaging out people. My urgency is not always there. Hey, Christy, would you just put a thing in the director group and tell them I'll be on at 5 minutes late? Could you do that for me? Let them know that we're still on this call. My urgency is not always their priority. So I've had people who have messaged me back a week after the party. The host can still get the booking benefit. And it's just because they might be on vacation. It just might not be the right time for her. Especially when you're messaging people, the Rockstar booking post that are not your friends, they may not see it right away. The other thing that you guys can do is revisit that when they get their products. I mean, I still tell them they can still get their give their friend the booking credit if they would like to. But I usually give them about a week. And one of the gals in one of my mastermind group said that she just messages out about a week later and just say, I wanted to reach back out. You never know with technology if you saw the message. So I don't want to be a stalker, but I really wanted to reach back out to see if you saw it. And you can always add no pressure at all. Normally, if I say that, I'll get a response. You don't know if they're seeing it on their phone. You just don't know.
Well, when you call people saying like, hey, like, how do you like your stuff? Like, what do you say? Like, do you call people? Do you text them? Do you message them?
I call them. I think it's so much easier to call them. I just say, this is Tanya. You know, I just wanted to make sure that you got your products out of the box and that you're 100% happy with them. Because if you're not, Pampered Chef pays the return on anything you're not 100% satisfied with for the first 30 days.
Okay.
And we'll talk about customer care. That will be something that we go over.
Okay.
But,
I've never called anybody like that before, so that's why I wasn't sure.
Yeah, so we'll work on that. We have to hop on a conference planning call, guys. Again, I will be reaching out to everybody that's online, the directors. If you are working with them, they will be reaching out to you. So please really be thinking about, you know, your why and, you know, what you're working towards, and Go for No. I will be posting the Go for No. I want you guys to screenshot it. How many bookings, how many no's. Be proud if you get a whole bunch of no's. Okay? See you guys next week. Thank you for your time investment.